Hi guys, back again with me, Austin from About White Heart. Today I'm going to share with you my experience on Beaver Co. B2Five line. Okay, but this is not acid rain. This is yes, they did different releases. The same line but different intellectual property or franchise, you may call it. This is actually a Mac from Votom. Okay. I know it's quite a classic. I myself am not really familiar with Votom, but I know that it was created by the same studio or entity that actually working on Gundam, released Gundam and several other Japanese Mac. As you can see here, the sunrise here, so they probably purchase a license or something to make this. And then this is actually the BV, so V I assume is Votom. Is that how to pronounce it? W101. So this is actually the first wave and the first release of this the Votom and B2Five line. Okay, here we have Scopedog. Okay, ATM-09-ST with the pilot, and I assume is the main character. Chirico Cuvie, Chirico. Anyway, all right. Again, I say I'm not really familiar. But I know it's been around. It's been quite a classic, and the only thing where I know this Votom is from the Super Robot games. You know what I mean, right? The Super Robot video games. It's cool, right? And this Mac is. It's not like, Super Robot, not like Voltus, not like Gundam, but from my experience, more like pretty much normal Mac, not much superpower there, if you understand what I mean. So anyway, our focus now is on this storyline. Okay, so let's take a look at the packaging. We have the picture here. And then, not like the acid rain, we have the open window here, which we can see through the Scopedog. Okay, 128 scales still the same, standard joint. So these are very much the same that we found with another B2Five. Okay, I have to apologize though. The condition of this packaging is not as bad as it should be. Brand new. Okay. Well, I never opened this, but it's been like this since from the shipment. So yeah. Okay. Right. Anyway, we have another shot of the product. Okay. Let me check. What can we find here? Okay, nothing much. Okay. Same warning here, down here. Okay. Okay. This is what we have here. And at the back. Okay. At the back. Still same barcode. Let me try whether we can access that barcode still. It's not a new release by any means, so I'm just trying to access this barcode and see what we can find. Okay, anyway, alright, so yeah, there's another video if you need more help there. Okay, alright, so several features that we can find here. Okay, so this is what we get. We have the pilot, we have the Scopedog. It has landing mode. Then I realize it's quite not real iconic, but I think it's kind of a must-do pose for any Scopedog toy out there. It's like it's the pose when the pilot wants to go out or want to enter in the cockpit. So I'll try that as well. So here it shows us that it can do this. The cockpit can be open, can be closed, right? And then with the pilot grabbing on something on the cockpit. So that's cool. Turret scope. All right. And then arm punch and turn pick. I'm not sure what is this turn pick actually. And it is interchangeable. It's using the same interlocking joint, so I'll try to put on my strongholds arm to this Scopedog later on. As you can see here, it's combined with the sand stronghold there. but this well, it's something on the feet, but anyway, we'll check on that later on. Okay, no bio thing, because they assume that we already know this has been around for several years now. Alright, so let's take a look at the Mac and the figure inside, shall we? Before we look at the figure, they actually present us with the operation manual here. So please make sure you check this out before you play around with your robot, okay, or your Mac. Okay, they give us instruction how to quote unquote transform it into the landing position here, which I'm gonna do. Okay, so yeah, and it's quite detailed. It's very helpful actually. If you check this, then yeah, it will pretty much help. And then the several things that we can see here is the gimmick is the punching extension, a little bit of extension there, the weapon, and then how to grip the weapon, and yeah, two-handed pose. Okay, we'll try that later on. This is the interlocking joint. That's very important, I think, because sometimes with the laurel or with the stronghold, with the laurel especially, I needed to find out where is the gap, you know, to make sure that I can pull out the limb from the joint. But here we know that, oh, we actually need 90 degrees, and then we actually need 45-degree rotation, and then we can pull it out. So this is very helpful because for us. Okay, so you can actually separate the torso and then the arms. So we'll try those later on. There are several parts here which are not included. It is sold separately. For example, this round mover, right? And this other parts here are not included. This one is included. This one I'll show you guys later. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna look for these parts in the future. I will try, but yeah, for now it might not be as easy. Okay, but yeah, so please do check on this manual. It's very helpful. And aside from the manual, we are also being given, oh, by the way, that's the Scopedog. This what I call this origami style box, which you can assemble. Okay, I'll just try to. It's already it's already in this shape, so you just need to fold it to use it. Okay, let me try whether I can do this. Okay, should be very easy. I think this side, isn't it? Then goes all the way down. All right, yep. So basically, I think they include this in case you want to store the extra parts, the weapons or etc. Any parts that you needed, which is appreciated. I just wish that it could be plastic instead of this carton box, but yeah, it does help. So you can just put the extra stuff that this set may not be used. Okay, alright, so B2Five logo there. Anyway, let's just continue with the figure. Okay. So here's the character. Sorry, I'm not sure whether my pronunciation is right. It's Chirico, or yeah. Anyway, alright, it's still the same body mold with the B2Five figure that we have. Maybe just side by side. This is the worker that I've showed before. It's pretty much the same limb, you know. Although I noticed there's some particular part which is very interesting, which is on the shoulder here. As you can see, this shoulder of this worker from Acid Rain is Beaver is actually is thicker compared to the shoulder of this one. I'm not sure whether they intentionally do this to accommodate this shoulder piece, or that's, well, this is the only Votom B2Five that I have at the moment, so I cannot really compare to you. But yeah, so that's very one noticeable difference, which is why I noticed that there is a strange gap on this area. But it doesn't mean that it's loose or anything, you know, it's on both sides actually. This gap is quite noticeable, but it doesn't mean that it's very easy to pop off. No, it sticks, but it's visible. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's now I know that's the reason why. But the rest is pretty much B2Five, right? The gripping of the hand, the palm, right? It doesn't have any fast with, you know, for example, this boxing trooper, it come with the fast, right, the belt. But yeah, so, well, it's pretty much they try their best to mimic the actual character from the anime, you know, from the Mac. I'm not really an expert in accuracy and stuff. In fact, I'm not really sure with the character itself, but let's just appreciate, okay, the figures. Now, another thing that I noticed is that the head here, and the whole body part here is not that dirtied, it's not that weathered compared to Acid Rain. Again, just side by side, even this worker is very much weathered, you see. Alright, but this guy is pretty much clean, but I can feel that, you know, the plastic that they are using, I can appreciate that they're actually using, I think, reasonably good material. Okay, so yeah, that's quite reassuring to me. Another point is that I want to mention is that I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see the eyes here is actually not painted. It's using some sort of decal to make sure that anime style, you know, of the look of the character is still intact. Yeah, so okay, I do like the chrome on the belt here. It's I don't think it's a separate part. It seems to me probably separate, but it's very, very tight, you know. I like that silver color. It does have with the two pockets, which is kind of leathery colored, which I like. I like this as well on the elbow. Is chrome, metallic, with the hole always at the back. Okay. Oops. Okay. Well. Yeah. It's not really a problem. You can just put it back. It can be quite an issue sometimes. I mean, it can be troublesome. I mean, it's still intact, but yeah, I'll probably fix that later on, you know. But don't worry, it's still functional. Okay, the same gripping palm that we have with other B2Five. He has this, I don't know, metallic dot here. I'm not sure what's that. I like the mold on the hair here. The blue hair. Okay. What else? Okay. And this knee guard, shin guard, knee. I think that's a knee pad. And then the boots is brown here, a bit of molded details there. Okay. There's little dots there, and I like the brown color, by the way. It looks cool. And down below you have the peg holes. Alright, so yeah, okay, this for the articulation, and the articulation, the head is on a ball joint as usual, so you can turn it around 360. Okay, you can somewhat look down that much, look up that much only, and side to side like that. Well, you can do all ball joint motion. The arm is supposed to be able to turn 360, but because of this molded, you know, shoulder pad here, it doesn't allow you to do a full turn. Okay, yeah, I think they make the shoulder smaller because of this, to accommodate this shoulder pad. but you still have the hinge, although it may be limited with this pad here. This pad is a bit rubbery, but it's still very rigid. So that's pretty much the extent of your movement for the arm, in the arm. And I notice the gap there that I mentioned earlier. You can actually rotate easily. The elbow can bend this much, and then the palm can always turn 360, and then you have this hinge on the body which allow you to bow down this much and look up this much. I'm checking on the rotation. Yes, it is there. The rotation 360. The legs is still the same, but because of this, I'm assuming it's a gun holster, okay, which is rubbery. It might be a bit hindered. Okay, so that's the kind of split that we normally have with B2Five figure. Okay, it's a ball joint with a bit of a gap there, so you can do. Oh, it's actually quite a good kick. Okay, more than 90. Okay, and then to the back. That much, and it's a ball joint pretty much, so you can do open leg position, okay, on this circumference, okay. And then on top of this thigh here, there is rotation, and then you can bend the knee this much, okay. And then as usual on the ankle, it's actually a ball joint, okay. More a ball joint with a bit of movement, so pretty much a bit side to side. It acts like a rocker ankle if you wanted to. Okay, it has full rotation, of course, a bit up and down, but it's pretty much helping with the positioning of your figure. So that's pretty much with the articulation. Yeah, the elbow can be a bit troublesome, like I said, may pop off when you play around, but don't worry, just plug it back in, and set. And then we'll go to see the accessory of this character. Alright, so it's still a B2Five figure, so the grip is very much the same, but this is his exclusive handgun. It has some sort of a trigger hole there. If you can see, okay, there's a trigger hole. The mold is solid, okay. It's pretty much plain with a bit of brown on this area, okay, which is, I'm not sure how accurate this is, but basically we know that it's solid. And then you have this small grit on the gripping part. I realized that, I don't know with yours, if you have this one day, the one on mine, I think it's better if you want to grip the weapon, it's better to slide it slowly from the bottom, because you don't want to overstretch the grip. It's easier to do it that way. And twist, and you can, it can grip the gun easily, and it holds very tight, by the way. So yeah, that's the weapon what we have. So just for fun, since it's using the same locking system on the palm with it's still the same B2Five line, so I just bring to you this one rifle from this is the Buckskin rifle or Agus rifle, however you want to call it, and just play around with it. If you want to, you can use this rifle, and kind of maybe just do a quick shooting position using this rifle, just for fun's sake, I see, but it's a bit limited because of the shoulder. But yeah, what I want, oh my goodness, what I want to share is basically you can just mix and match. If you want to give him another weaponry from the other maybe the knife or the handgun from the other B2Five acid rain, you actually can. Okay, so that's just quick usage trial to show you. By the way, the figures stand roughly, just quick measurement here. It's pretty much similar to what the other B2Five figure that I've shared before. It's below 7 centimeters. It's above 2.5. It is almost 2.2 and 3/4 inch, but it's more like 6.7, 6.6 centimeters. Okay, around that. Okay, yeah, about around that area. So that's pretty much with the figure that we have with this Votom. So let's get to the main attraction. So here's Scopedog from Votom series. Okay, right. First thing first, I feel that the size is actually reasonably good. It's just right on your palm here. You can just play around. Okay, the weight is okay. It's not like die-cast heavy, not really, but yeah, it's okay, right? It's light. Then what really strikes me from the beginning was this scope. Look at that. I like this, that they're actually using a transparent red and green. Well, maybe not transparent red, but you know, it gives more life to this Scopedog, you know, and it really stands out actually. Okay, so that's really cool. I really like that. And then the next thing that I noticed is they actually try to give it a bit of weathered kind of wash, maybe a bit of black wash here and there to make it some sort of weathered looks, which is okay. You can find it from the, you know, for example, on the top here, and then here, in this part of the torso here. Okay. Here as well, and so you can find it on some part of the, and also here on the thigh here you can see some sort of black touches here and there. Okay, also on the arms here, fully is visible. Okay, so they try to. It's not perfect. It's not like, you know, acid rain 1/18 scale kind of weathering, but yeah, at least they try to give that feel in this line. Okay, then the next thing I noticed also is this Votom has several movable panel, right? For example, this skirt piece here. Okay, you can move it. I'm not gonna mention it as part of the articulation because it's not really the articulation, but yeah, you can see that some panel can move up. You know, some panel are very well, not very, quite tight. Some panel are just loose or super loose. Okay, and then here as well. Okay, at the back here. Now this one is a bit too tight. Okay, can be a good thing, can be a bad thing depending on the purpose. Okay, and then on the wrist here. Okay, see, it's not even holding anything. Okay, and then this part, yeah. All right, so and then this shoulder part, right, it's also articulated. You see the hinge there. It's good because it allows for articulation. Okay, it's actually a separate piece because I checked before. If you pull out this interchangeable joint of the arm, right, you'll notice that this shoulder part can be taken out. I'll show you later on. Okay, and then I like that. I'm not sure how much accurate this is really, but so far it's looking very cool. Some decals here and there as well, which is very small. I don't even bother to try to read because it's just very small, but it is there. Okay, what else? Okay. Yeah, maybe just appreciate, okay, a bit of decal there as well, small decal. Cannot be read, too small. And then down here, look at that, still appreciate it. Okay, maybe just look at the gimmick. So you see this pointer, red arrow there, means that can go down. Okay, so just slide down. I assume that this gimmick is actually, you know, when they want to fix their place, you know, they stand on the Mac and then do some artillery shot or something. They will, you know, move down this to get a more stable foothold to shoot, you know, maybe a bazooka or something. That's just my assumption, really. I didn't watch the series, you know. So I'm sorry guys, if you know anything about it, please let me know. But yeah, you can find it on both sides of the what do you call it, this ankle here, well, the feet. Okay, so yeah, well, it's good that we have something like that. And another gimmick is on the well, another weathering part here on this part of the hand, okay, which they call something punch. Okay, so it's basically a bit of extension there, but and it clicks back. Okay, all right, so let me try to pull. All right, so that's the extent of it. I assume we will do some sort of piston punch or something, you know. But yeah, it's not really visible so much, and you can just put it back and it actually clicks. Okay, it's on both sides, so yeah, yep, can pull that and then extend this part, you know, this part only, and then you can just sandwich it back in and it clicks, right. Of course it has a cockpit, I'm gonna show you guys later, but another cool thing as well, alright, by the way, this antenna is solid, is metallic. I like the metallic color, but it's solid, so it's not rubbery. Be careful with it, you don't want to break it. This part, which is the scope, which is the very cool part here, can actually be rotated, right. So I think it's something from the series as well, and part of the Mac, which the Mac can choose which scope you want to use. You know, it reminds me of, you know, when you want to buy you know, new glasses, right, and then the person try to measure, you know, try to fix the lens. Oh, which lens you want to use, sir? Okay, maybe add a little bit. So I think that's what the inspiration is coming from. I may be wrong, but that's just my assumption. Not only that it can rotate, you see that it actually can slide. Okay, so give you an illusion that, you know, oh, the pilot is looking on that side, you know. Okay, it's a bit troublesome, but let me try. Is that only the full extent? Oh, okay. Yep, so you can do full extension. Okay, I'll move it back to the middle. Right, and then you can also move this up. All right, move this up. Very cool. You can probably see the pilot inside, pilot head. It doesn't really click or anything, but it's okay. It's solid, so that's cool. Well, we're not gonna go to the articulation yet, but maybe just to appreciate some part here. I noticed that the knee pad here is different on both sides, so it's probably from the series. Oh, by the way, I kept this open. This is supposed to be closed, right? Because it is part of the articulation, right? So I'll try to fix it to where it should be. Okay. All right. So the default position is like this. You know, it's almost like well, not chibi, but you know that well, the style of the mecha is, the proportion is, like this, so there's a bit of extension there. We'll come to that later on the joints, because I'm gonna explain you to the joints. I like this part, by the way. Okay, so yeah, I like the green color overall, and yeah, this part here seems you can actually take it out, but I'm not gonna do it. It's supposed to be there. It clicks. What else? Okay. Oh, let me see what I'm missing. All right, this two gripping part here, I assume is for the extra backpack. Okay. I don't have that at the moment, unfortunately. Maybe someday in the future. Okay. Yeah, there's a bit of movement here. Well, there's a bit of movement, as you can see. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be for the landing position, but yeah, you have that up and down a little bit. And this too, you can actually just try to plug, another B2Five. This one is from Acid Rain, the speeder, and yeah, you can just click it there if you want to. Okay, just for fun, really. Okay. All right, so yeah, so appreciate more on the Mac here. Yeah, again, I like the green color here and there, so that's cool. Yeah, again, the moving part here is very interesting. Some are tight, some are not, so yeah, just be mindful of it. I usually what I do, I just position it upward, because I don't want to break anything while you're moving it. Alright, so that's pretty much with the overview of the Mac here. Okay, well, for the articulation, right, aside from the ones that I've mentioned, the moving parts, right, and of course the cockpit, we're gonna see the cockpit later on, which is here. Okay, right, it clicks very nicely, by the way, so it's not like it's gonna open, so it's very easy. But this part of the helmet actually is rotatable, so not only the visor here, so you have the visor, right, and then the scope, but this part can actually rotate 360. Okay, so that's good. If you don't want to rotate on this part, which seems to be more brittle compared to the head here, probably I'll do this one more, okay, because it seems to be more secure. And then, okay, this shoulder part already. The arms is very interesting. Okay, alright, I'll show you on this side. So we have full rotation, and it's ratcheting, by the way. It's ratcheting. You can listen to the voice, to the clicking voice. It's the same joint that we have. I'll try to exchange it with the stronghold arms later on. Okay. Okay. But and then we have this hinge, okay, which allow us to move up that much. Okay, so that's cool. That's cool. It's more than what we usually have. Okay, so it's something that I found out to be, well, for me it's new in the B2Five line. Okay, and then it's actually another movement. So it's moving down as well. Another hinge to move down. Okay, so. What does this do? Okay, this actually is to help you with the two-handed shooting position. Okay, two-handed shooting position. Okay, so yeah, you can have more extension, and it's actually on both sides of the arm. Okay, so you can extend and lower down. And by the way, the ratchet still works if you're curious. I'm gonna move it to the default position, but yeah, but the default position still holds, by the way. So it's not like, you know, it's always going down like that easily. No, it will hold to the top position, the default position, just like that. Okay, so yeah, you have full rotation, the ratcheting, and then up here the hinge, and then next is of course the elbow. Okay, the elbow, I think it has two handed. Okay, yeah, I am right. It's a double jointed elbow, although because of the way it is molded, I'm using the full extent of the double jointed elbow here. Okay, this much. But if let's say you just want to use this part of the joint, then you can just move it up like that. Right, we'll do this for the landing position later on. Okay, so we do have double jointed. Okay, double jointed elbow. What else should we do? Okay, next is the rotation here on the, well, it's actually much more than just rotation, but we have rotation on the wrist, and actually it comes with let me try to find, where is it? Okay, so there's the hinge. Okay, hinge here. So I hope it's visible. The hinge here. Okay, again, what is it for? Is also for the shooting position. Okay, so the double-handed shooting position. So they really think it through to make sure that we can do the shooting position easily. So additional hinge there to make it, well, it looks extreme, but it does help with the positioning. Okay, so aside from rotation, now the gripping, you have the movement on the three finger. Okay, let me try to start. Okay, yeah, the three, just like transformer. If you have transformer action figure, then you know that this kind of grip, you know, so you can do kind of a trigger shooting position, you know. The thumb doesn't move, unfortunately, so be careful, the thumb, but this finger can move independently. That's the extent of it. Okay, right. And then I just want to mention to you that just like Stronghold and just like Laurel, in the gripping part here we have kind of a part that allow us to connect to the weapon. I'll explain to that later on. Okay, but that's the articulation that we have with the palm. Okay, right. Oh, by the way, we have rotation here as well. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't forget to mention that. So we have rotation. We have rotation here, and it's ratcheting on the what do you call this? The torso. Okay, as you can see, which is cool. It's also allow for more possibility, and it's also because that's the way to move to, because it's using the same interchangeable lock, a joint lock, so you need to move it 90 degrees. I'll show you later on. The legs, let's go to the legs. Okay, let's move away all the arms. Okay. All right. Okay, I want to mention to you guys, be careful with this part of the quote-unquote skirt piece. This suit part, you cannot extend it too much to the upward, because if you do, it will just pop off. It's okay if it's happened once in a while, you know, but you just don't want to break it, right? That's the point. So be careful. Make sure you pay attention to it. Okay, because just now I just pop it off. Okay, right. The leg here, you see that is using this. I hope it's visible. It's a hinge there. Okay. You do have ratchet to allow you to do front kick like this, and then if you move all the way to the back, right, you can listen to the clicks, right? You can actually move all the way to the back. but of course you can combine with the hinge. So yeah, you can combine with the hinge to do this kind of awkward dancing pose, or kind of a karate kick. Okay, we have full rotation up here on the thigh. Okay, think of it of your Marvel Legends. Okay, now all right, the tricky, well, not tricky part, but the joint that you really need to pay attention is the knee joint. Okay, now you see just now I just mentioned to you that the knee joint is rather interesting because we need those knee joints to do the landing pose. Okay, now in normal position, let me try to make it normal position first. Is this a normal position? I think so. Let me try first. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think this is the normal position. All right. In the normal pose, let me try. Okay. Maybe this side. Okay. This is how it's supposed to be. Okay. Supposed to be. It's very, very tight. Okay. From this side to the thigh. Okay. This part here. So from this side, you can actually do like a kneeling position this much. Okay, kneeling position this much. Right. Okay. Well, not really kneeling, but that's the extent of the bend. But actually, we do have extra bend. All right. So the knee is like this, the joint. I don't know if you can see that on camera. The knee bend is very interesting. So you have extra bend here, okay, and then if you actually pull it out, okay, extend it. All right, now that's the tricky part. You have extra hinge there, extra hinge. Let me give you a perspective. This is what it is at the beginning. Okay, you don't see the extra joint. And then when you pull the extra, you extend the leg. You see those that metal bolt was not visible previously, but then you extend it, you see two metal bolts, whereas this one is only one metal bolt is visible. So let me try to extend this one as well. Okay. All right. So we have this extension. Okay. It allows you to move this much, but on the robot position, I think that it's awkward. It is not meant to be like this, in my opinion, but we need this extra extension for the landing pose, right? Because this landing pose will be like this, and yeah, right, okay. And then to explain, well, just continue the knee pad here can also move, okay, a little bit, okay, here. So you have movement here, you have movement on top there. Okay, I'm sorry for the screeching voice, might be a bit annoying, sorry about that. But then so 1, 2 and 3 we have movement on this side here, so 3 hinges. Okay, 3 hinges. Let me try to move it back into normal robot position. So move it like this and then push up. Okay, and then yeah, let me try. Is it the right way to do it? All right. I'm trying. Okay. All right. So as you can see, that's how much different extended and normal. Okay. So let's just put this back. Okay, you see this knee pad as well. You can move this knee pad. Okay. I'm trying to shorten. Let me put that back again. This moving part sometimes can be a bit troublesome and frustrating. Okay, maybe if you see this part, you want you want to sandwich it in, okay, by pushing, okay, pushing. All right. Okay, let me check first whether we have done both sides equally well. Again, sorry for the screeching voice. I know it can be troublesome. So yeah. Okay, so this is the normal. I assume it's the normal movement of the knee. Okay, this much. Okay, but then you can extend. Okay. Okay, let me try to fix this stubby legs back to its intended position. Okay, finally, is to see on the knee. Okay, the knee, it doesn't have toe joints, but okay, it has quite a bit of exaggeration of a movement here, like this. What is this for? Okay, what is this for? This is also for the landing pose. So we need this for the landing pose, but normally not really. Okay, yeah. And then this, maybe just to look it easier, we have a bit of movement here. Okay, it's not easy to do movement, but let me try what I can do. Okay, basically you have side to side. Oops. Okay, let me try to use this one. Okay, right, this one less screeching voice. So you have side to side here, side to side, and well, not really to the front and back, but it's using the extra part here. So we do have more of a rocker ankle, side to side, okay, to help us focus, precision. It does have rotation, by the way. Look at that. So it's easier to see this way, right? This we do have rotation, full rotation, and then I just move it back in. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, by the way, there's this piece that's sticking out. I'm sorry about that. It's supposed to be closed like this. Right, it was open because I tried the landing position. We'll do that for the landing position as well. So you see, some part of the articulation are there simply because of the landing position, okay? Which can be troublesome at times. There are stuff that we don't really need for the positioning of the Mac, but yeah. Okay, so that's the articulation of this Scopedog. Next is we want to try to put on the pilot into the cockpit. But before that, I just want to mention, I forgot to mention this part as well. There's one more moving part on the leg, on the ankle here. You can have a bit more extension on the ankle there, as you can see. So again, extend it and then move it back in. Okay, so I'm not sure what it is for. Okay, but it is there and it is on both, by the way, on both sides here. So yeah, okay, you can extend a little bit. Okay, so yeah, I think that's pretty much for the the moving part can be a bit annoying. Yeah. And then also there's this piece which you can pick out. Maybe I'll just explain it now. Okay, right, you can pull it out, right, like this. It's actually on both sides. Okay, both sides here. And you can just exchange it with the extra part that we have, some sort of, I don't know, seems to be like an oil container or something, right? So you can just plug it in. Okay, okay, it's very easy and it's very tight. If you want to do that, you can. So just to grab different looks. Okay, I'll just take it out for now, because I think it's easier to maneuver without, because that part is a bit too thick. Okay, alright, so let's try to see at the cockpit. Okay, the cockpit is very easy. You can, okay, it's actually not here, sorry, I did it wrong, but you can just push. Okay, where is you can just pull on this visor area as well. Okay, it does clicks, as you can see, clicks, and then look at that. So let's appreciate what's inside a little bit. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, a bit of molded details there, which is cool, and you can see the moving part there. See, when you move the head, okay, well, not really, yeah, moving the head. So that's what the moving part is. Okay, I like that they still have details, you know, even inside there. So it's much appreciated. They even put a little bit of weathered paint there. Okay, right. So here's the cockpit. You can actually move this steering wheel. I don't know if that's the steering wheel. Okay, so a bit of cockpit situation here. I hope you can see, right, a bit of molded details there. Okay. I think the seating is much better compared to the Laurel, but we'll have to try it on first. Okay, so yeah, so there's a bit of red and white here. Okay, but nothing much really. Okay, so the two hand is supposed to grab on this. We'll try to, you know, I'm trying to do it in front of camera if I can. So just move it to the front, to have to open for sitting position. Right, let me position my Mac first, right? And then let's see. All right. Okay, sitting position. Okay. All right. You know, sitting the pilot into the cockpit is always tricky. Sorry guys, I had to do it off the camera because it turned out the sitting situation is not as easy as it could be. It's not hard, but to do it in front of the camera sometimes it's hard. But just to grab your an idea of, you know, doing it, you know. So basically, just try to slide the legs first, you know, and then you can move this what do you call this control a little bit to the back. Try to grip it, and then try to fix the leg like this. Maybe try to move the legs. Oops, sorry. Using your pen or something, just to make it, you know, not less awkward, really. Okay, so yeah, so that's, but anyway, is you can still do it like this if you want to. I'm not sure whether this is the ideal sitting position, but yeah, I guess this is what we have for now. Let me try to close the cockpit. Okay, yes, so you can close the cockpit very nicely, and let's see. Okay. Yep, you can somewhat peek on the pilot face through this hole here, but I prefer to close the visor, right? So okay, just like that, and then you can move the head still. Okay, yeah, so I think it works. I think the idea at the very least is to try to sit the, you know, to be able to sit your pilot in there. Well, the legs position is a bit awkward, but I'm probably try to extend it a little bit so that it's not really visible from this area, right? I'll try that. off the camera after this, but yeah, just to let you know, but that actually it is pretty much doable. A bit awkward again, yeah, but you know, hey, as long as it works, it closed. And so I tried again, and I think that this is the better sitting position. Look at this, right? I think it's better to just straighten the leg and then slide it through this control piece, and then you can start to put the arms on this handlebar, okay, and then press it. I think it's better this way because you see, you don't really see the thigh, right? It's not really visible, which is more relaxed kind of a position. I think this is a better one, and yeah, it still works fine, of course. And yeah, you can still see the pilot from this. Okay, so yeah, just trying to experiment on trying to put in the pilot into the cockpit. So we'll continue on. Right, so I'm gonna share to you the gun, but before that, just to let you know, this pistol, you can just put it inside and you can just close the cockpit if you want to. Right, now this weapon, okay, of course the extra weapon you need to buy the extra pack, but this is the default. This is the one that we have here with this Scopedog. Okay, it's solid. Okay. Some part can be removed, for example this part. Okay. I'm not sure whether it is meant to be removed or not. Probably not, because I already see some stretch mark there. Basically it attached to this peg hole, so I'm just gonna put it back. Okay, right, it holds very well actually. I'll probably just glue it on. Okay, I like the chrome color here. Okay, I like that it does have the hole here and this part here as well. Yeah, and then the grip, it has trigger, by the way, it has trigger hole and the trigger there, but yeah, we'll see to that later on. And then the locking system is the same with the other weapon that I've shared with you, with Stronghold, with Laurel. Okay, it's the same style really. And then what's interesting with this what do you call this weapon is that, you know, this part is articulated, so you can shoot with this one left-handed and then another arm holding this part, okay, which is cool. You can do this side as well if you want to, but most interesting part is here. Okay, see, this part on the trigger is actually articulated, and you may wonder why. It's because to help with the two-handed shooting position. Okay, so it is a bit articulated just to help us, you know, to get that two-handed shooting position. I'll show it to you guys. Okay, so let's just try the right hand here. Extend your palm, then try to put this pack into the hole there and to lock it in. Okay. Right. Okay, interestingly, this part is a bit annoying, this part. So let's try to extend it like this. Yeah, and you know what? It clicks. Okay, it slides in. So you just need to slide in. However, one thing that really is, I don't know. I'm trying to. I'll try to put the trigger hole into the trigger finger into the trigger hole if possible. I'll try, but I don't think we can though. Can we do that? Let me try. Nah, I don't think the trigger finger is able to enter into. Yeah, nah. Unfortunately, the trigger finger cannot enter into the trigger hole, so yeah, we just left with this really. So that's a bit of a shame. Yep. Cannot. So again, slide this part, okay, and then grip, close the grip, okay, alright, and then, okay, might want to position it a bit outward, okay, so you can slide it like that, okay. Now again, unfortunately, the trigger finger doesn't enter into the trigger hole, so it looks like this. It looks awkward, unfortunately. So there's a bit of a shame. Yeah, there's a bit of a letdown, really. But at least it can grip very, very well. Okay, next thing what I'm doing, okay, I need to move this. Then extend the arm, extend, okay, as you can see I already extend the arm here, and the good thing is you can always close it with the shoulder pad there, so it's not really visible, okay, it's not really visible, but you have actually extend the arm a little bit, not a little bit, it's a lot actually, okay. And this one as well, extend the arm, okay, extend, use the two hinges, okay, and then use the hinge on the grip here, okay, use the hinge, okay, I just follow the instruction manual, okay, wiggle a little bit, let me try. Alright, so yeah, well, this is not perfect, but you get the gist, right? Okay, we already got the, what do you call this, the Scopedog holding the gun with the two-handed precision like this, and you can maybe twist the heads a little bit, and yeah, it is not perfect, it still can be worked out. Better. Let me try. Be less awkward. But yeah, but this is one that we can do. The key is to extend. Okay, the key is to extend both arms. Use all those joints, you know, and then close it, and you have somewhat the shooting precision. And yeah, the movement on the pistol really helped, you know, really helped us to do a better shooting precision, really. Okay, so that's with the default gun. Okay, can imagine it's not really a shooting, sniping, but it's like a rifle, machine gun shooting, you know. Okay, so you need to maximize this hinge as well. Not too bad, isn't it? I think it's not too bad. So for cross playability with the other B2Five that we have, okay, first is the accessory. Okay, I have the stronghold gun here, and you know what? It actually works really, really well. Same principle. You plug into the pack. Okay, slide it in. Close the palm, and you know what, it actually works better than Laurel, you know, the gripping, okay, is very tight. Okay, let's try the sword here. Let's try the sword, same principle, not sword, the dagger. Okay, same principle, make sure you fit in back into the hole, it's like that, and then close it. Yeah, and then yep, it grips really well, really well. Okay, right. So aside from that, also well, the interlocking joints, let me try. Okay, they say it's 40 degrees to this side, so 1, 2, 3. I don't want to break it, so let me just take a quick look. All right, so yeah, that's it. You can. This is what I said. Okay, the shoulder. So this is the same interlocking joint that we have with, with Stronghold and with Laurel. Okay. Right, so you can. Well, I think technically you can slide it out. Okay, yep, you can. Okay, but no, that's not what we want to do here. Just to show you. Okay, I have my Stronghold arm ready here. Okay, so let's see the hole there. Okay, let's see where is the. Okay, so 45 degree. Okay, 45 degree. So okay, around that. So around this area, and wow, it actually works. Okay, so I've already put the arm of my the Stronghold to this side. Let's try to do both sides. Okay, let's try to do both sides. So 45 degrees, so about 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Yep. Let's try to put the left Stronghold arm. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right. So that's the same. Okay, all right. There you have it. Stronghold X Votom, Stronghold X Scopedog. So you do have that option of playability. It's the same company after all. Okay, looks awkward, but yeah, that's one option that you can do. And I'm not sure whether we can plug this into Laurel. I think it's supposed to be, but yeah, we'll have to do it later on, next time maybe. Okay. So just to let you know. And if you want to pull out the torso, 90 degrees, okay. Make sure it's 90 degrees, okay. And then it's a bit hard, this one. Okay. Oof. Very tough. Okay. Focus. Okay. See, this is the same joint. So if you want to combine with Stronghold legs, you can. Technically, you can. Okay. But I'm not gonna do that in this video. Maybe someday. But I realize it's very. This one is super tight, man. Super tight. Oh, okay. Alright. So, yeah. That's a combination with other B2Five. Now to do the landing pose, okay, it's a bit troublesome, but let me try to do it in front of camera. Hopefully I can do it. Okay, extend the leg. Okay, this is the full extend, pretty much. Okay, full extend. Okay, and then right. What we are going to accomplish is we want to slide this part here, this moving plate here, into this gap. Okay, along the way we're gonna accomplish that, but first thing first, extend. So already extend the left one, I'm gonna extend the right one. Okay, right. Okay, now that the legs are extended, now based on the instruction, what we want to do is to move the thigh. Okay, to move the thigh to the back. Move the thigh to the back to the full extent. Okay, try to move to the back to the full extent, both sides. Yeah, let me see what's going on here. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, now that we have done this much, okay, move this up a little bit, this knee guard, okay, knee pad, you want to, and whatever you want to call it, okay, and then you want to move right. Okay, you want to lower down this ankle, and in doing so you want to slide this plate, like I said, into the gap between the knee pad here. Okay, slide that. Okay, I hope I'm doing this right. Okay, right. Okay, this position. Basically, you want to accomplish this position. Okay. So notice this plate is slide into that gap, okay, and then it is folded like that. So let's try again. Let's try again on the other side. Okay, on the other side. Okay, and then we want to move. Okay. All right. So is it the same? Is it the same? Yeah. Oh. More or less, yeah, more or less. Okay. Now with that, you will notice that it's not very far here. Okay, from the feet to this area, and then you want to add a little bit extra part here. Okay, you need to flick it out, and then all right. So. See, now it makes sense, right? You need that extra joint on the knee, right? Just for the sake of this landing pose. Okay, and I can understand that, because probably if you are a die-hard fan, I'm not really a die-hard fan of Votom. I do appreciate that. I use them in my Super Robot game whenever I could, if they are available, but just for the fun of it. Okay, this is how it looks from the back. Looks not pretty, but yeah, now that you lower this part, then okay, it can somewhat land it. Okay, I'll try to lower my camera here a bit so that you can see what's going on there. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. Perfect. So, okay. So you see now, it's actually flat, very flat on the bottom. So that's what we want to accomplish with the landing position. And lastly, we want to. I think the position should be like this. All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much the landing position. Maybe just quick 360. This one may not be perfect, but just try your best to accomplish it, and make sure that this both feet lying flat, right? Right. Okay. And then it makes sense, because if you open the cockpit, try to open the cockpit. Well, it's not about make sense really, but then the position is lower for the pilot to kind of climb up by holding this, right? Maybe to climb up into the cockpit. So yeah, this is the landing position. Okay. Not very hard, okay, but sometimes a bit annoying. So yeah, from this side. Okay, the landing position. So let's wrap it up. Okay, it's been quite a long video already. Its height is roughly, let's see, of course the numbers may vary, because you see it depends on how open your legs is. Okay, but to the top of this cockpit. It stands roughly about 5 3/4 inch, I think, around that. Yeah, I may be wrong. Let me try again. Oh, it's actually less. Okay, so it's about, all right, it's about 13.5 centimeters. Okay, so and then, oops, and then this side here is shoulder to shoulder around maybe 10 centimeters, around that. Okay. So, okay, right. Right, just to wrap up, maybe just to open up this. Well, maybe to give an idea, I'll place a figure. Okay, so that's how it is compared to a fellow B2Five. Okay, right. This is how tall it is, right? And it makes sense that you need to do that landing pose, right? You need to do that landing position, right? Okay, so to wrap up, okay, what are the bads first? You know, for me, first, the bad is, you know, some of the joints, right? It's just screeching, which sometimes, especially the ball joint on the ankle and then the joint on the thigh there, is somewhat scary. You know, you don't want to break this. You know, it's actually very cool. A Mac, but you know, those are sometimes can be annoying. Okay, and then you know, the moving part. Okay, this moving part, you know, especially these two, right? It fell off if you extend it too high. Okay, and then to adjust, you see, even this position is awkward, right? The position to adjust this is a bit troublesome sometimes. Okay. And yeah, unfortunately, the extra accessories is being sold separately. So that's also another part which I wish just could be included here. Okay. But aside from that, you know, I can understand, you know, all those intricate parts, all those, you know, troublesome parts is because they really think it through. You know, they really want to make a Votom that is pretty much fulfill, you know, what a Votom can do, right, to its fan. So I'm not really a Votom fan per se, but, you know, but to see that, okay, let me move my camera a bit, to see that they really pay attention to those, you know, to make sure that you can see even this, you know, this gun can move a little bit, right? It's for the sake of that, you know, trying to be able to accomplish the landing position, the two-handed shooting position, and yeah, I do appreciate that part. You know, I do appreciate that part, but it's just that sometimes when you play around with it, it could be troublesome. You know, it could be a bit troublesome and frustrating at times because of all those moving parts. Even the extra extension of the joint on the legs is a bit troublesome sometimes. But yeah, okay. But overall, it's pretty solid. It's a very solid Votom, and I already mentioned this. You know, this part here is very cool. It's really striking. You know, with the metallic silver with the bright transparent green and the bright red. You really feel that, oh, this is a very lively. I mean, it has some, you know, touch on it. Really cool. Again, you know, the cockpit works, which is very cool as well. Yeah, and I think it's very cool. The cockpit, it has a bit more compared to what we have with the acid rain, I think. And clicks, and well, aside from all those difficulties, the bottom line is, I think, at the end of the day, is that all those things works. Okay, all those things that we try, you know, we try to move here and there, it all works. You know, the shooting position, the landing position, all articulation, you can just pose whatever you like. And yeah, that's, I think, is what's important. So all right, so It's pretty much a solid Votom without any die-cast part, by the way, but still very solid. Okay. So thanks guys for watching until the end. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share, and don't forget to turn on your notification bell. Okay. Ciao.